Gaming Together, a cooperative podcast with host Philip and Nave. They play these cooperative games.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're like, "Hey, this is what we thought about it. This was our experience." Like, and it's educational in a way. They break down kind of the game and what it's about and what they did. You can find them on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube, or you can follow them on Twitter at GameTogetherPod.
No one intervened on behalf of
Good. Jim Overton, and I'm Trey. And today, we have
Salutations, good people. Welcome to the CS Podcast, where we create stuff. Or if you're Trey,
Money!
Oh, God.
Create shit.
I don't know, what if you had 60 chickens?
An inch and a half, that's about that.
That's about there.
You said it with confidence.
Hey kid, that limp was pretty good, but that wince was money.
You just had him throwing a goat, and in midair he's just like, ah!
Well, I don't know what sound a Barry Manilow makes. You know what a hawk sounds like, right?
I do. It sounded like you were trying to say a word. Jody in the Soapbox is opening for Retro Garbage tonight. We gotta get there, man. We gotta get tickets. The first thing we're gonna buy with our gumball money is an animated butt.
What just chaps your nipples? Like, what is it?
What is it, boy?
I don't know, son. It's just a joke.
Gary Bankston.
And today, we've got our hands absolutely full. Salutations, good people. Welcome to the CS Podcast, where we create stuff, or if you're Trey,
Create shit.
and today we've got our hands absolutely full with yet again another content creator or creators. Trey, who are we talking about?
We're talking about Gaming Together, a cooperative podcast with host Philip and Nave. Yeah, you just, that look you gave me. I thought you were going to say something. Like, I thought you were about to say something.
I was ready because we just shot a little promotional thing.
Oh, yeah.
For them, like, ish.
Yeah.
And
they're going to play on theirs.
Right. And whenever you finished up saying their name, or their channel name, then I went into their names.
Oh, yes. I halfway thought about that, but I was like, I wonder if he'd pick it up. I should have known that you'd pick it up. Like, if I would have just went a cooperative podcast, you would have went with Philip and Nave.
That's why I was looking at you, because
Okay.
I was ready to say something just in case.
Well, you know
That's
where you
okay.
can find them?
Where?
You can find them on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and YouTube. Or you can follow them on Twitter at GameTogetherPod.
Who else can you find on YouTube and Twitter and Spotify, Apple, and
Probably a lot of people, but mostly us.
in addition to Gaming Together?
You can find us on Apple Podcast, Spotify. You can subscribe on YouTube while you're there watching this video, and you can like this video and comment down below to your heart's content. Or you can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OfficialCSPod.
Woo!
Yeah, that was a lot. That was very official. But let's dive into Gaming Together Pod.
Okay, let's do it. So, how did we come across these two fine lads?
It's actually really interesting because they reached out to us on Red Circle. And so for those of you that don't know, Red Circle is a hosting platform for a podcast. And you can kind of set up like cross-promote. You good?
I just remembered where I was when you told me about them.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. You want to share with the class or not?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was... I'm pretty sure. If not, it's where I first listened to them.
Yeah.
I was sitting on a toilet in North Carolina.
My money was going to be on you taking a shit. I don't know why, but I guess
I may just sit down when I pee.
Yeah. Well, that's fair. My toilet senses were going off, and I was just like, Josh, he's pooping. That's what he's doing.
That seat was getting warm. I can't remember if you text me and I went straight into like, all right, let's check them out, or if it
you
was
went straight into wrapping up. You started wiping and was like, I got to figure it out.
or you text me and I was doing something else and I went, you know what? I got a crap. This is a good time to check these fellas out.
This is going to be a good hour and a half.
Hey, it's me time.
Yeah.
I don't sit in there just for that. It's just to
unwind
and be away from the world.
So, yeah, they reached out to us on Red Circle, and I sent a text to you and was like, hey, these guys reached out to us. Let's check them out. And so I'd already started listening, and I went and started doing the dishes and everything, kind of cleaning up around the house, and I put in my...
I thought for a second you were going to... I thought you meant like... the dishes meant your research.
Yeah.
Like I was doing
my dishes.
Like instead of saying I was doing my due diligence,
yeah,
I was doing my dishes. So I was doing my dishes and I was researching.
I was looking into. Well, I did. I was like, okay, Gaming Together, Cooperative Podcast. I was like, what are they on? What platforms are they on? What's their social media look like? And I immediately followed them back on Twitter. Or followed them back. They didn't follow us yet. They followed us back. I followed them on Twitter.
Gotcha.
To clarify that. And I started listening to their Payday episode, which is, I think, episode 34, 35, somewhere. 35 might be their New Year's episode.
Right.
And I was hooked. I'm not going to lie. Like, I started listening. I was like, this is pretty great. So I was like, yeah, I don't mind.
I don't like nuts in my candy bars.
You don't? Oh, that's okay.
I'm kidding. I do. I love paydays.
You do?
That's the lamest you'll get all episode.
I actually do. I like paydays too. They're pretty good.
Moving
Caramel
forward,
nuts,
God,
but,
edit that out. That
So,
sucks.
Started listening. I was immediately hooked, and they brought up a lot of games that I hadn't thought about in a while. It's funny about this Gaming Together podcast, and they talk about playing Payday, and I remember playing Payday with Mannion and Jody. Like that was our thing. And it's funny, they start going through scenarios and stuff, and they're talking about like, yeah, you go back and you got to go back for one more bag of cash, and you get there and you throw the bag to your man, and they're like, you get downed by the cops, and you're like, go, you got to leave without me. And it's funny hearing that experience and mine being the exact opposite, in the sense that we all went back for more money, and then Jody got downed, and Mannion was like, I've got to leave him. We've got to win. And Jody was so bitter that he left him to die and get arrested by the cops. That to this day, I think he still holds that over Mannion sometimes. Like it still gets brought up in conversation.
Wow.
He goes, well, yeah, don't trust Mannion. He'll leave you to the cops. Like.
Nice.
Mannion's like, but we had to get away with the money. We all won because you went to jail, or we would have all went to jail and all lost. He goes, you saved me. You got to save me.
Gosh, see, that lets you know how wonderful video games are, because for years and years later, Jody still brings that up. Yeah,
and we still need to hop it. Seriously. We played Payday on PS4, but after this episode, I was sitting there listening to it, and I got a hankering, and I was like, I got to play some Payday. So I downloaded it on my PC and played a round of Payday after listening to that episode.
I want to say, I remember seeing you play that.
Yeah,
I feel like I remember seeing it. Yeah,
because I was just like, I was like, man, like it was kind of a nostalgic thing. Like I don't really pay.
Or maybe when I got back from North Carolina, I saw you playing it or something.
Maybe.
Because I would have been gone when you discovered them.
But I don't really play Payday by myself. But I was like, I don't care. I want to play it. Like I haven't played in forever. But anyways, listening to that episode, like I said, I love their dynamic. Excuse me. Philip is this like. He's not serious, but he's the one driving the car. He's the one holding the head.
While Nave screws the dog.
Yeah,
gotcha.
That's
not implying.
No, it's a term.
It's a phrase
from the episodes that I listened to. It seems very much like Philip kind of holds it all together. With he's got his spreadsheets, and he's I believe in it may have been in either the Payday episode or their New Year's episode. Philip talks about this Halo episode, and he goes, Nave, I only had one job for you. He goes, all you had to do was play Halo Infinite. He goes, that was your only homework. He goes, I know you're busy. I know it's the holidays and you're doing everything. He goes, all you had to do was play Halo. He goes, what'd you play? And I don't remember what Nave played, but it was not Halo for that whole week.
You told me this before we started recording, and I started laughing hysterically.
It's that kind of dynamic. Like that's Nave. So that's what you're getting into when you listen to this podcast. And I don't know, for somebody, they reached out to us, but I wasn't expecting to be as hooked on the podcast as I was.
Right.
So go check it out. Like I said, you can follow them on Spotify, Apple Podcast. You can find them on YouTube. Now on YouTube, it's audio with like they don't have webcam set up.
Right.
So it's not like you're not going to watch it like you watch us.
Right.
It's still going to be audio only with like their logo.
But if you're like me and you listen to your podcasts on YouTube
exclusively, yeah.
I mean, I've got a handful of podcasts that I just listen to on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I will just leave YouTube up and listen to it, which is an interesting thing that YouTube, which the analytics show that YouTube is kind of moving towards more of a just listen kind of platform.
Which is kind of, it's interesting.
Or it's more of that.
Yeah.
I think YouTube will always be a video-based platform.
Yeah.
But
it's funny that's found kind of a home on YouTube.
Well, hey, look at their premium.
Well, true.
You can literally cut
you
your phone
turn
off
it off
and
and
just listen.
That's
What
true.
does that say?
They
that
are
you have to pay to do that.
Well, they know that audience is there and they're catering to it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They got me for months and months and months.
They got me for like a month because it was free through Xbox Game Pass, but
Well, I legit wanted it.
Yeah.
And had the money to spend, and I listened to enough podcasts and didn't want my battery to die enough that I just paid for it.
And so with
And
this
no,
being
ads.
Yeah, no ads.
Anyways.
This isn't a YouTube Premium. I mean,
It sure isn't.
If YouTube Premium wants to, if they want to make us a YouTube original, I wouldn't hate that. But a YouTube original podcast, how about that?
There you go.
That's the CS podcast for you. That's our next frontier.
It is. And what's funny about what you were saying earlier was how Philip, it seems like he holds everything together.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, you're the one that usually has all the notes.
Yeah.
Or most of the notes.
Yeah.
And like one day, I mean, some episodes mine's literally one sentence.
Yeah.
Or 2 words.
Yeah.
Or a word. Or something, and I was gonna say, I mean, just look at our notes. And then I'm looking at them right now.
Fucking 4 paragraphs over there with mice.
But this, it says episode 41, but this is just for the promotional thing that we just shot.
Oh yeah.
Other than that, it's literally it's nothing about this episode. It just says trailer for CS YouTube. Anytime ads. Final question. What are they? Which I have down here again.
Yeah.
And that's it. But if you go back,
Mind you, episode 41, it's got their name, their Twitter handle, their Spotify, all that, their names, the call to action, or hey, subscribe. I have all that. What?
New Year's episode 38, it just says let's get deep.
Is that it? Well, to be fair, with that episode,
That's
it
all
all
we
revolved
did.
around. Yeah. Mine, I have to go back a little bit. Oh, here's our. That's something we could talk about in the next episode when we have time. Well, I mean, this is kind of, if we're going to talk about some cooperative games, this is not a video game, but the Hunter-Killer that we played.
Yes.
These are all my notes from that.
Oh.
And this is me cracking the cipher.
We need to talk about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we could go into a whole episode on that. Spoiler alert, we're not sponsored by Hunter-Killer. So,
Yes.
Yeah.
But send us a game and we'll feature it.
Yeah.
Hunter-Killer.
Yeah. Episode 38, Laudney. That's what we were talking about.
Laudney?
It's just where you drew the potato bro. That's all that. That's all that.
Not Potato Bro.
Or potato bro.
Potato Bro.
That's you talk about me with my notes. That was episode 38 for you. I didn't write shit.
So what happened with the Potato Bro was I sat in your seat to eat breakfast one morning.
Yeah.
And a hash brown that was cut up from an original potato. Original potato?
Everything's original.
An actual. Right. But we're the first original.
We're the first original.
as we say in our.
We're the original.
Yeah.
We're the OG.
We're the original podcast, but there's been thousands before you. Yeah, but we're the original.
Yeah, we're it.
We're the first ever original.
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
Yes.
There you go. So yeah, a potato fell on your notebook, a piece of one, and I just kind of outlined it and drew a little sun around it, and then
wrote that.
drew an arrow to it, and called it Potato Bro.
Hello, dear listeners. Do you enjoy playing video games with your best friends? Then I have the pod for you. I'm Philip, host of the Gaming Together, a cooperative podcast. Each week, my co-host Nave and I break down a cooperative experience in gaming, and we are always looking for new co-op partners to join us. So come play with us on the Gaming Together podcast.
So I'm standing over this toilet taking a piss and I'm playing my Pokemon and I dropped it in the toilet. I remember the Game Boy just tumbling into water. And I remember screaming for my mom, trying to get this Game Boy
Wait, how
out.
old were you?
And she yelled at me. And I
Oh
was
my
just,
God.
like, traumatized. I was like, no, my Pokemon.
That's Gaming Together, a cooperative podcast. Come on down, co-op partners.
So, in the spirit of gaming together, we need to think about what we're going to play together, because you've been here almost a year now, and
Yes.
I think we've only really gamed together kind of a handful of times. So I'm pretty excited to dive further into their podcast just to see what they recommend, because that's what the whole podcast really revolves around, is they play these cooperative games. Mm-hmm. And then they're like, "Hey, this is what we thought about it. This was our experience." Like, and it's kind of it's educational in a way.
Yeah.
Like okay, they break down kind of the game and what it's about and what they did, and then you can listen along and be like, "Well, that doesn't sound a whole lot of fun to me." So I'm probably gonna skip that game.
Yeah.
And then if you listen to their New Year's episode, they actually go in like a bracket style system that I think Philip developed.
Okay.
It's like Destiny versus Back for Blood or something. Destiny 2 versus Back for Blood. And then they have to argue against they have to argue their case for whichever one whatever game they get.
Gotcha.
For why it's the better co-op experience.
Okay.
And then they have a special guest on there. I forget his name, but he's like the unbiased third party that rules over and goes, okay, you made sense there. Yeah, you win. So
Gotcha. Okay, like a referee of sorts.
yeah,
An officiator.
An officiator.
Officiant.
yeah.
Nice. So it's so interesting you were talking about like the whole Payday thing. Now, Payday, was that together or was that online? Was that co-op or was that online? Not just co-op,
Both.
but like okay, you can do both with Payday?
Like, you mean split screen? Is that the word you're looking for?
Sorry.
You're good. I was like, well, yeah, it's it's online
Well,
co-op.
yeah, it's co-op. That's why I corrected myself. I don't know why my brain.
No, I don't think it is split screen. Which is, since we're on the top, they need to bring that back more. I miss split screen like co-op experience, like the couch co-op.
Yeah.
I love that. Like, I don't know, it's cool that we can play online, but it's frustrating.
Well, actually, if I can jog your memory for just a tick, we did play co-op, couch co-op.
We did.
Family Feud.
Oh yeah, I thought you were talking about Cuphead. I forgot about Family Feud.
Well, we did Cuphead on live stream, which it was PC co-op.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Yeah, you could do console too with Cuphead.
co-op.
Yeah,
like
split
couch
screen.
co-op?
Yeah, couch co-op. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Cuphead's, I'm fairly certain, like built around couch co-op.
Okay,
But yeah,
gotcha.
we did play Family Feud. That was an experience.
Well, wait, wasn't Cuphead like one of the first ever cross-platform?
I don't know.
I want to say
That's a
it
good
was.
question.
I believe it was.
Let us know in the comments below if anybody wants to ring in with that answer. Can you buzz in? Ding, ding, ding.
Wait. What was the first one?
The first what?
Cross-platform.
Game?
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Oh, it was. I mean, what was it? It wasn't unpopular. Because I remember hearing like, oh, such and such is going to have the first ever capabilities of being cross-platform.
I would. You got a phone. I'd Google it, but my phone's recording.
Or, I don't know. You think not Alexa would know?
I'm sure she would.
Ziggy, what was the first ever cross-platform game?
Here's something I found on the web. According to Insider.com, Fortnite is the first truly cross-platform.
That's
Fortnite.
right.
Even forced Sony to abandon its exclusionary stance on cross-platform gaming.
Thank you.
That's what it was. I was right
Fortnite,
by
okay.
saying it wasn't unpopular.
Yeah. Okay. Well, good. That's
right.
cool. That's a cool little factual nugget for everybody listening.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it wasn't that long ago.
No. Yeah, it's wild to think that we haven't that cross-platform hasn't been around all that long. And granted, I enjoy my PlayStation. I primarily game on PlayStation. Not that I have anything. I own Xbox and PlayStation, but
Yeah.
it's for me to be such a as much as I enjoy Sony and the PlayStation, it's weird that it was kind of their fault that we didn't have cross-platform for a while there, because you had Microsoft being like, hey, yeah, we're cool with it. Let's do cross-platform. And Sony was like, nah.
Yeah. Well, Ryan, our good friend Ryan.
Yeah, Sir Holcomb.
Yeah, he was a PS guy.
Yeah.
And I was primarily always Xbox.
Yeah.
Not that I had anything against PlayStation.
Yeah.
Not at all. I didn't have a dog in the fight. I didn't care.
Yeah, same.
I streamed on PC. I played my custom zombies on PC, and I didn't consider myself a master race.
Yeah.
Master race.
Yeah?
Yeah, that was a little master race demon.
Oh, okay. Well,
I did there.
good for Beanal Farty.
Beanal Farty?
Yeah.
What's Beanal Farty?
That's his name.
The master race demon?
Yeah.
Demons
always have a weird, like...
Oh, yeah.
So Beanal Farty.
Like Barnabas.
Yeah.
But Beanal Farty.
Yeah. Beanal Farty, the Master Race PC Demon.
Beanal Farty, the Master Race PC Demon. He's coming to eat your consoles and make your baby...
consoles.
I'm coming to eat your consoles. I'm Beanal Farty, the Master Race Demon. Then I brought Don King Bat with me.
Oh, he's got Don King Spider latched onto him.
That's right. What a dynamic duo.
Yeah. What is it? Oh my God, I forgot it. It's a big word.
Subauricular.
What a subauricular superstar those two are.
What did it mean again?
It's like below the ear. It's like a little.
That's
something
right.
in here. I have no idea.
Right. Oh my God.
Speaking you guys will get to see that at some point.
Yes.
Yeah.
Speaking of dynamic duos, so gaming together.
Yeah.
I'm curious to hear, because we haven't went back.
Mm-hmm.
At least I've not listened to their first episode.
Oh, I haven't either. Yeah, the progress.
Well, I would just the origins. I would like to hear the origin story.
That's a good, yeah.
Just like Fresman asked us, how did this happen? And I feel like
I think that's a good question for when we have them on.
Exactly.
I think we dive into that a little bit.
Right.
Well,
I'm just saying I'm curious.
Yeah.
I really want to know how those two...
And it's something to think about, and we'll hash it out here on the podcast live for you guys. As you may have noticed, we're doing
noodles.
30 minutes. We're doing 30-minute episodes now. Monday afternoon.
Yeah.
For our guest, if we have like a live interview, are we gonna do 30 minutes? Do we want to do longer? I guess it just depends on how they go. It's just something I just thought of. Like when we have them on, we're not gonna have an hour and a half, or maybe we will.
Yeah, if we have a live. Okay, nobody knows what's going on. No, you didn't do it. It was a gentle lay down. All right. So it has...
That was
tame.
Well, no, that was just that was automatic. That was instinct.
I can tell whenever you do it, it is instinct. So for those of you listening, you have no idea what Trey just did. He laid his pen down on his notepad or his notebook in a...
Is that what you're talking about? It's that like...
Well, it's just like a kind of a deal. Well, you've done it twice, and
yeah, I don't know.
You're just throwing stuff now.
Yeah, I can't.
Daddy's
think about
angry.
it and do it.
So
Daddy's always angry. Kitten.
Kitten.
Yeah, I don't know. Is that not how that stuff works?
Kitten.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. It's a Daddy's always angry kitten.
So like,
I don't know.
Who? What?
Daddy.
You sound like the Joker talking to Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Daddy's always angry, kitten.
Old Beanal Farty over here talking. Philip and Nave are probably listening going, why the fuck did we reach out to these guys?
What did we do?
What have we signed up for? These guys are promoting us? I got my pen.
God.
So yeah, I threw my pen down.
Anyways, yeah, it was brought to Trey's attention that there for, I don't know, a handful of episodes, I was really paying attention to, it wasn't long after we started keeping our notebooks on the table, and we started like writing down the episode numbers and just keeping notes and all that. Every time Trey would finish up a sentence, it's like you anticipate, I guess, when you're writing a sentence, when the period's going to come. Like, you know what you're going to write.
Yeah.
And it's like he knew what he was going to write, but in his brain, what he was saying. And then in preparation for that period of his sentence, the hand gets raised, the pen gets raised, and just as soon as that period gets written down, he slam dunks the pen on the notebook. Like Michael
just
Jordan.
Subconsciously. Like, it wasn't... It's not a voluntary action.
Yeah, I could tell it wasn't.
Yeah.
Like Michael Jordan in his prime, he smashed that junk.
I'm the Michael Jordan of pens.
That's right. Yeah, he would do it, and I noticed one episode he did it, and you did it so much one episode, I was like, is he doing it on purpose now to be funny? And you were looking at me to see what I was going to say next because you'd finished talking. It's actually a really good like segue into or lead up for me to start talking.
Yeah.
Because I know you're done.
Yeah.
Because that pen just got thrown down.
You're welcome. I do it for you.
Yeah. And I think maybe it's followed up with like a twist of the chair.
Yeah,
maybe.
That's probably, I twist around a lot anyways.
Yeah.
If you listen, you have no idea. But if you watch, I do this a lot. I can't sit still.
And if you're only listening and you want to watch, what should people do, Trey?
Go fuck them. No, I'm just kidding. You can find us on YouTube at the CS Podcast, and you can subscribe, and you can like this video, and you can go comment and tell me to go fuck myself. Then you can head on over to Apple Podcasts, leave a 5-star review, and tell me to go fuck myself there. And then follow us on Spotify. Then head on over to Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram at Official CS Pod. And guess what?
You can tell both of us.
Yeah.
To do what?
Go fuck ourselves.
Oh, man. So, I was just, as I was spinning and closing...
his ears?
Ferdinand's ears. He's our new pet platypus.
Yeah.
That we got for Christmas in our mystery box.
We did. Who else is up there? Is that what you were segueing into?
We have, was it Donnie?
Donnie
no,
Dino? It's
Timmy
Dylan.
T-Rex?
Dylan.
Dylan Dino.
Oh, no, this is Dylan. That, I don't remember
gummy
his name. The
Dino.
gummy is Dylan.
We have such a big family. I can't keep up with all of our children's names. Obviously, we have All Might.
Yep.
And now, a new addition.
Dude,
I've slid over.
Go ahead.
It's Turbo Man.
I know.
From Jingle All the Way.
And I have a Turbo Man on my desk.
We have matching Turbo Men.
It seriously, every time I see that doll, action figure, whatever, sitting on my desk, and it's in the box just like that because I'm not going to open it. I feel bad opening it. It brings such a smile to my face.
It's not just...
Yes. I wanted a Turbo Man so bad growing up. And I don't think they made it. Now, Goose is like, yeah, I had a Turbo Man. I was like, you had a Turbo Man? I never had a Turbo Man. I didn't think they made Turbo Man.
I didn't think they did either.
Yeah. I tell us if we're wrong. I have no idea. But, yeah. So, to finally have one, I was like, And then, you seriously, so you got Turbo Man for Christmas.
Yeah.
And then I got Turbo Man for Christmas that you got me. And Corey got me.
Yeah.
And I had no idea. what it was. And
we went in together.
Yeah. And you ran off. You ran off to go get yours. But Corey convinced me that you had Booster. They were like, "Oh yeah, no, they've got." And I was like, "You got Booster?" Like I was so excited.
I want him
that they
now.
made a Booster.
Do you think they do?
I don't know.
They've got to. Because in the movie, it was like it was like
a gag.
second best.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
oh, nobody wants him.
Nobody wants Booster. I want a Booster.
I
I thought
want-
Booster was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, talking about dynamic duos.
I was-
Booster and Turbo Man.
I was always a Luigi. Ziggy.
Yeah, same.
Did they make a Booster action figure from the movie Jingle All the Way?
Here's something I found on the web. According to thedigitalfix.com, yes, the action figure at the center of the widely beloved 90s Christmas classic Jingle All the Way is on sale now.
What?
Though ironically, if you want one,
Oh.
you'll have to act fast as they're selling out fast.
Ironically, that is
She-
pretty ironic.
well,
She's talking about Turbo Man.
She's talking about Turbo
yeah,
Man.
yeah. So I guess they don't make a Booster. But
Well, they
with the
might.
hit of Turbo Man, by the way, that's made by Funko, isn't it? I'm fairly certain that's made by Funko. Fun fact.
It is.
Yeah, fun fact. Yeah,
Good for them.
yeah. Dude, he looks
Is
so.
that what he looks like in the movie, though? Is
what
that
do you
what?
mean? Yeah,
like,
yeah,
just
yeah,
actually-
yeah, yeah.
That's him.
That's. I'm fairly certain that's movie accurate. Like he has
Okay.
a little boomerang and everything. Like
So it was
The turbo
definitely like Corey was the mastermind.
yeah. Shout out to
And
Corey.
Yeah, and I knew you were getting one.
Yeah.
And like whatnot, but then when I was opening my gifts, it was like the last thing I had from anybody.
Yeah.
Like it was like I think it was my last Christmas gift, and I opened it up and I was like, and I said that, and they were like,
Yeah, because I was like 20 feet away in the office. You were in the living room.
Right.
I was not far. I didn't hear any of it. But yeah. Anyways.
Booster, not actor.
Old,
Curtis Armstrong played.
that's Booger, isn't it? From
I was about to say this
it's
looks like Booger
yeah, it's
from
Booger, and
Revenge
he's
of the
also
Nerds.
he's Metatron in Supernatural, the angel.
What?
Yeah, there's a whole season dedicated to him. I'm on that season right now, going back through it. But yeah. Anyways, back to gaming together. I don't know. I'm excited. I'm excited to have them on, but I'm also really excited to be on their show.
They make
just
a
because-
booster.
Do they make a booster? Do they really?
Brand HeroPop.com. Hero Prop. And they make a Dementor.
Oh, do they really?
Yeah.
That's cool. We could have the whole lineup.
Oh.
I like the little. They're not called Cybermen, but that's what they remind me of, like the Cybermen from like Dragon Ball. Or are they supposed to be knockoffs of like Power Rangers?
Who?
The little guys that come running after.
Oh,
remember the little
wait.
colorful guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were the enemies?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, they were probably knockoff. They reminded me of knockoff Putty Clan.
Huh.
The Putty Clan from Power Rangers. The enemies.
Oh.
The
It's been so long. I vaguely remember.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when I was a kid, big
Yeah.
Power Ranger fan. Yeah, the enemies I'm pretty sure they were called the Putty Clan.
Oh, okay. I mean, I know the enemies. Like, I know I just didn't know that's what
They were like
called.
little weird alien
Yeah,
looking.
yeah,
I mean,
they
they were
were like-
humanoids.
yeah.
They would always go.
Yeah.
Oh God, that just brought a huge memory back.
Yeah.
They were so weird and freaky.
They were odd. It was Japanese, so like, or it was based off of. I think the shots were from. It was fun fact. If you want to dive into Power Rangers, people that didn't know this, did you know that it was originally a Japanese series, and then so like if you watch the action scenes, you'll notice the Yellow Ranger Trini is actually a man in the action scenes because he was a man. It was a male in the Japanese series, and then all that we shot in America was like we just replaced the actor. Like we just shot our own thing with the American teenagers, like the parts where it like cuts back.
Oh my gosh.
That's why Rita Repulsa, like her, like when you watch her and she like talks, the voice doesn't match up with the mouth
Yeah.
because it's a voiceover.
Oh goodness.
Yeah,
That's weird.
there's you a fun fact.
And there's you a CS staple. If you want to make a drinking game out of however many times Trey throws his thing down, you're not going to be blacked out, but you're not going to be sober. I just found a 10-second putty sound effect.
Oh God.
They look as creepy as I remember them. I had a couple action figures of
Were
them.
they colored? I remember them as just brown.
Well, this, I don't...
They may not show.
I don't remember them looking quite like this. Like, the face is accurate.
Yeah.
But the costumes, I thought they were, like, darker. Like, there was more gray.
Yeah.
Because my action figure was more gray. But I'm going to play it.
God, I love the ninja outfits. They were so cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to play this. I haven't heard this in probably at least 10 years.
Yeah.
But I remember it as a kid being freaked out with the
Yeah.
whatever.
I knew something was going to happen.
That's why you get premium. Here you go.
Well, that was weird. Yeah, I could see that being kind of unnerving as a child.
Who's sitting around going, what are they going to sound like? And someone just got through smoking a blunt in the car.
Yeah.
And they go, I don't know. Yeah.
And then it echoed like that in their head. All right.
Yeah. Well, we haven't been keeping a timer, so I'm just going to assume that we're at the 30-minute mark.
Yeah, so let's wrap up here with just, hey, go check out Gaming Together podcast or Gaming Together, a cooperative podcast.
Philip and Nave.
With host Philip and Nave.
With hosts.
You can find them on Spotify. You can find them on Apple Podcasts. You can find them on YouTube. Wherever you listen to your podcast.
If you're a stalker, you could probably just find them.
You probably can if you try hard enough.
Don't.
Go hang out with them. Tell them you sent us. Especially if you love, like we used to do 1.5 episodes. They hit at right around the 1.5 mark.
Tell them what?
Tell them you go fuck themselves. I don't what.
Tell them you sent us.
Did I really?
Tell them we sent you.
Tell them we sent you.
Tell them you sent us. And if you do, they might ask if you've had a stroke, or they'll welcome you with.
That's what Beanle Farty's little minions sound like.
Oh my god!
This has been an episode.
You did it again.
That was involuntary. It as the pin dropped and went to go hit, it clicked what I did. Like it just I was like, I did it.
I'm so happy somebody else is in on this now because I watch you do it so much. I've held it in for at least 12 episodes, at least.
And like I can't just do it. Like it's such an involuntary motion.
It's from the 9th floor, but it's gentle.
Yeah,
it's like I'm gonna kill you. You're gonna die from this fall, so I don't have to slam dunk you. It's just.
Yeah,
that's what it is because it always lands in place.
Yeah,
because when you were trying earlier, it was flying all over the place.
Yeah, because I was doing it too hard.
That's right.
Yeah,
you don't ever want to do it too hard. Nope. Well, that's gonna wrap up today's show. Check out Cooperative Philip and Gaming
Pod Nave.
Gaming
Pod Nave with Philip and Cooperative. Cooperative.
Yeah.
Oh man,
that's their names.
We'll have them on in the future. You'll get to hear a lot more about them
probably soon, I would think.
Yeah,
at least I hope so.
Yeah, I believe so. We're friends on Discord now, so
oh snap.
Yeah, so it's official. We're pretty serious. Yeah. All right.
We better wrap this up before you poke a hole through that notebook. All right. Well, if you've not yet liked and subscribed, do that so that you are notified for when Friday's video.
Yeah, because we don't even know what we're going to be talking about then, but we'll know when you know. You'll know.
And we will too. With that being said, I've been the Scottish Hush Puppy, and I got some food to go eat.
And until then, my ghastly gang, stay spooky.
Create shit. Build anything. Make it real.
I've been getting dirty money, Jordan Belfort. Stacking penny stocks while I'm flipping these birds.